guys, and very welcome to Mentour, yet another video podcast. As always, I hope you're doing fantastic. I hope you've had time to have a look at my latest videos. If you haven't, I recommend you to do so. There's quite a lot of good information about what you should be thinking about before you get into a flight school in my previous videos. I'll link to that up here. While I am cooking, I would like to take this opportunity to talk about something that I'm getting quite a lot of questions about, and that's how long you have to wait until you are able to fly long haul if you're trained to become a pilot. Also, if I am interested in going long haul, and I also often get the question, why don't you fly long haul? Why don't you upgrade to become a long haul pilot? Why don't you, are you not good enough to be a long haul pilot? And that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit, because there is a big misunderstanding here. So in the airline business, there are a few companies that flies long haul, and then there are a few companies who flies short to medium haul only. Now, I work for an airline who flies short to medium haul, and that airline is actually providing me with exactly the type of lifestyle that I want to have, which means I am getting home every night. I have a fixed roster pattern that I can predict far into the future, and since I'm getting home every night, it means I can spend a maximum amount of time with my family. When I was younger, I really wanted to fly long haul, because generally speaking, what probably you guys are thinking about when you think about becoming a pilot is flying away to some exotic beach somewhere, sipping margaritas with a couple of nice flight attendants, or seeing the world, having it like an adventure. And that is true to a certain extent. Those kind of jobs are out there. However, they are also jobs, and most of the airlines, they want to maximize your production time, which means that if they fly you somewhere, you fly from Dubai to Rio de Janeiro, for example, it's unlikely that the airline wants you to spend so much time on the beach. It's more likely that they want you to rest down. What your requirement is to rest to get your rest properly done, and once that rest is done, then they will want you to start to operate again. So 24-hour turnarounds, maybe 36-hour turnarounds would be fairly normal in most long-haul companies, which means that the only thing you have time really to do is get to your destination, eat something, maybe sleep, and maybe take a short tour, and then you have to get back to work again. That's the reality of long-haul business today. The downside of it is that you are going to have to spend quite a lot of time away from your family, and that's not something that at least I am interested in at the moment. So when people are asking me why I'm not going long haul, that's the reason. Now, everything can change. Personal circumstances can change, and also when my kids have grown up and they don't require me to see me every day, then maybe me and my wife will consider me applying for a different job in a different part of the world, which might include flying long haul. We don't know that. But at the moment, this is the kind of lifestyle I want. So I am not in any rush to go and fly long haul. Even though it's cool aircraft, you'll come to notice after a while that you don't really care about what kind of aircraft you fly. If you are flying a good, solid, safe aircraft type, it doesn't matter if you have 200 passengers or 500 passengers behind you. Your distance from your windscreen to nose is going to be exactly as long. Okay, so that's the reality of it. When you've been in this business for a while, it does not really matter what kind of aircraft you fly, as long as your lifestyle is good enough and you are happy with the job that you're doing. So when it comes to how long you have to, if you really want to fly long haul, there are different things to consider. So first of all, you have the traditional airlines, the flag carriers, so the legacy airlines. It used to be the case that in order for you to fly long haul, you have to, if you manage to secure a job with one of these airlines, you had to work for a certain number of years to build seniority in the short to medium sector, fly feeder traffic for the long haul companies. And then once you had attained enough seniority in the company, which could take different airlines, you would be able to then get into a first officer position in the long haul fleet. And then when you had gained enough seniority there, you would then be offered a command contract, but then back on the short haul fleet again. And that's still the case in some of the bigger airlines. So in there, it might take you 5-6 years before you can fly long haul, and then when it's time for you to become a captain, you will then have to move back again into the short haul fleet as a captain, and then build your seniority again in order to get a command on the long haul fleet. So that's the way it works on the legacy airlines most of the time. It all depends on your seniority in the company. Then there are airlines like, for example, Emirates. Now in Emirates, you'll be able to fly long haul immediately, but they will only apply, or they will only accept applications from pilots who have already got around 2,500-3,000 hours of total time. So in there, you'll have to work in another airline, like a low-cost carrier somewhere in Asia or in Europe, in the States. And when you have attained the hours required, then you can send in an application and you can go on to fly the 777 or the Airbus 380 or whatever that they will have positions available on. Okay, so that's the other way. Then there is a third way, and that is some of these, especially the Middle Eastern companies, have cadet schemes. And if you are accepted into one of their cadet schemes, it means that they will then let you do the training on their flight academies. And then, if you're successful, you'll be accepted into the airline and you'll start to fly long haul straight away with only 250 hours of flight time. Now, the requirements to be accepted into one of those schemes are different. Some say that in the case of the Middle Eastern airlines, you need to be of Middle Eastern origin. I'm not sure that that's true, but you can probably go into their website and see what kind of requirements they have. But that's the third way to get to fly long haul. Okay. So I hope that answers some of your questions, and I'm hoping that you're enjoying these videos. I will be doing more videos, failure management videos later on, but that's what I've been saying. I have a plan in mind about that, and I will give you hints about that as we go along, but we're talking about still a couple of months before I can realize that, but it will come, so all good things to those who wait. Now, have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you next time.